is a day where we send a very clear message to those who tried to divide us, that they did not succeed. We send a clear message that we seek nothing but justice. We seek nothing but truth. And we seek nothing but our reunification. And that we will remain one people that cannot be separated by oceans or by history. Our gathering here today is more important than FDI, remittances, bank accounts, who has some money to donate to Africa, what we can get from those in the diaspora. That is not why we are gathered here today. We are gathered here today as Africans who know our history and who are conscious about the fact that we can never ever be separated and we remain inseparable. And that is why we at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs cherish the Diaspora Bureau that has long existed since this foreign service was established in 1956. And that is why we work closely with the Diaspora Office at the Office of the President. We consider the work we do with the Bureau as integral to the success of this ministry. Our brothers and sisters in the diaspora represent the 6th region of the continent. And as has been said, the 17th region of our republic. We cannot be whole, we cannot be complete if we do not fully recognize their existence, and if we do not make sure that they take their rightful place in all we do as a ministry and as a government. It is also important to emphasize that the Diaspora Summit we seek to organize this year on the 19th and 20th of December 2025 will not only be homecoming and an opportunity to socialize, but it will be a golden opportunity to continue the struggle towards justice. And that struggle towards justice relates to the vexed issue of reparations. And I am delighted that Ghana and our President, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, has been befittingly, deservedly chosen by the African Union to lead the charge for reparations. And after a year's work, African Union heads of state met in Malabo, Equatorial Guinea, and decided that this is such an important theme, Ghana is doing so well, and that we should continue to champion this cause, not only for the African continent, but for all Africans in the diaspora. And so the mandate has been extended for 10 years, from 2026 to 2036. which means that long after President Mahama has handed over, and you know President Mahama has announced that he has absolutely no interest in the third term agenda. After he has handed over, the presidents who will come after him are expected to continue to hold aloft this torch and to send this struggle to the next level. One of the key events of this summit will be the special conference on reparations. And we are glad to observe that so much has been achieved under the leadership of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. There is now considerable research, considerable attention, considerable focus, and we are clear in our minds that justice will be done. And let us be clear, it is not about monetary gain. It is not about the finances. It is about a restoration of our dignity. It is about justice, and it is about what is right. And it is about challenging those who pretend that this did not happen, to own up, to take responsibility, and to make sure that we all have closure. That is what this is about. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, for the 2025 Diaspora Summit to succeed, we at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs have decided very significantly that all our brothers and sisters who indicate that they are traveling to Ghana to attend the Diaspora Summit, they will not be required to apply for visas. They will travel to Ghana visa-free. Because we take the view, as management of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, that you cannot be saying that your brothers and sisters should come home to you, and then you treat them as you treat others, as you treat foreigners. You subject them to the same visa regime. You subject them to the same payments. Then they are not your family. When your brother or your sister or your cousin is coming to visit you, do you place fetters or impediments? Do you ask them for visas? Do you ask them to make payments? So we are demonstrating right from the get-go that when we say we are reuniting with our brothers and sisters, when we say that they failed to divide us, we mean it, and we are demonstrating by example. And this applies to all those attending this Diaspora Summit from anywhere in the world. Whether you are traveling from the Americas, you are traveling from Europe, you are traveling from the Caribbean, you are traveling from Africa, once you are coming to reunite with us at the 2025 Diaspora Summit, no visas, no fees. I am also delighted to announce that as part of our efforts to promote this summit and to sustain the mobilization that we are seeing and feeling, we have decided to honor 5 of our distinguished brothers and sisters by conferring on them a special status as envoys of this summit. And in all humility, with the powers conferred on me under NLCD 155, which is the Passports and Travel Certificates Decree of 1967, these 5 very special Africans are going to receive diplomatic passports from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of Ghana to carry out their mobilization and to continue with the good works that they have already been doing to mobilize people of African descent across the world. And I will provide the list as follows. They are people you know very well, and you would realize that management at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs has carefully, very carefully selected these 5 compatriots. So number 1 on the list is the interesting young man, Wadi Maya. Wadi Maya, number 1 on the list. He has done so much to promote African tourism and to really bring the African people together. And we think that he should be honored with a diplomatic passport to further enhance his work. The second person on our list is Lady Denta Amwatin, who continues to inspire many of us from the work she does all the way in the UK with the Guba Awards. And she's already the toast of the people of the Caribbean. She has a big summit coming up in Barbados. And she continues to really rally the African people across the world. And Lady Denta is very deserving of this. Number 3 on our list, who also needs no introduction, and who has dedicated all his life to advancing the cause of African people, is no other person than the iconic Rocky Dawuni. I know our ministry will receive some special blessings from Jah Rastafari for this decision. Number 4 on the list, another dynamic lady who needs no introduction, the evergreen, ever creative, and ever inspiring Anita Escape. Number 5, last but not the least, has a very interesting background from all of these others. But through his art and his paintings has really brought renown to the African people. And I'm referring to the one and only Ibrahim Muhammad. I am not talking about the president's brother. Before you try to accuse me of cronyism and nepotism and family and friends, this is Ibrahim Muhammad, the artist, not Ibrahim Muhammad, the president's brother and philanthropist, who I'm sure can also make a case for himself that he probably may be deserving of a diplomatic passport. So these 5 carefully selected envoys will be championing our diaspora agenda, our reparations agenda. They are doing so well to market Ghana, to market the continent, and I believe that we have not celebrated them enough. So after today, we will invite them when the diplomatic passports are ready, and we'll have a brief presentation. And with these diplomatic passports, you know that now, since coming into office, I have been able to negotiate a lot of visa waiver agreements, particularly for holders of diplomatic passports. and so they will not really require visas to a lot of the places that they have to travel to. And the enhanced diplomatic status will also give them what they deserve to carry out their good works in the name of the African people. And I believe they all deserve a round of applause. Which I wish to discuss is a recent, carefully considered decision by this government, led by His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, to accept African migrants in distress in the United States of America. We carefully took that decision because we want to send a very clear message that Ghana will not stand by whilst our African brothers and sisters are maltreated, are mistreated, and are dumped in other places away from the continent. When we followed the matter and realized that the Supreme Court of the US had endorsed these removals of people that strangely are being called aliens, we don't consider them aliens at all. These are human beings like any other human being. We decided that we will make a clear case to accept these Africans, particularly West African nationals. And I am excited to report that so far, a good number are arriving. We are taking very good care of them. Those who decide, because under the ECOWAS protocols, you can stay in Ghana for 90 days without visas. If you decide to go to your home country, we facilitate at our cost. And let me state for the record that because this is a matter of principle, purely on humanitarian grounds, we made clear to the US government that we will not accept a dime, not a farthing, no monetary consideration. We are doing this because we do not want to see our fellow brothers and sisters suffer and be treated as if they don't have a home where they can be sent. And in the spirit of how we are mobilizing the African people to come home, to feel at home, and to be proud of their heritage, we took this decision as a very principled and Pan-African decision. There have been some attempts to distort the rationale and to suggest that it is an endorsement of Trump's immigration policies. Not at all. It is not an endorsement. We do not endorse the harsh immigration policies. What we are saying is that since the days of the Osagyefo Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, where we are now, these very premises, used to be the International Students Hostel, Ghana has always been welcoming of all African people, of African freedom fighters. Even those who were declared stateless, persona non grata, we gave them statehood. We gave them our passports. And there are many, many of them, from Sam Nujoma to Robert Mugabe, many of them who were here as freedom fighters. Ghana has always been a safe haven. And the current generation of leaders did not think that we should sit idle as our brothers and sisters struggle and suffer. And that is why we are offering ourselves as a safe haven. So we send a clear message to all Africans in the diaspora. Any government that you feel is violating your rights, is maltreating you, and makes you feel unwanted, declares you an alien, and does not want you to feel at home, please know that Ghana is ready to receive you. We are with open arms, ready at all times to welcome you to our safe, beautiful, and hospitable country. You can always consider Ghana home. As I conclude, I would would like to confirm, and I see a lot of cultural activists, tourism activists here. There has been some concern for some years now that one of the very vibrant bureaus that we used to have as a ministry just vanished and fizzled out. And a lot of cultural activists have criticized that decision and complained that why would the Ministry of Foreign Affairs no longer have a bureau for culture, linguistics, and tourism. I can confirm to you today that the new Mahama administration has restored the Bureau of Culture, Linguistics, and Tourism. And we have appointed a very distinguished director, a senior diplomat, to lead the Bureau. And they will be working closely because culture and language is about our identity. It's about who we are. And it is intrinsic to the African personality that the Osagefo Dr. Kwame Nkrumah talked about. So I can confirm to you today that we have cured that anomaly. And we now have the Bureau for Culture, Language, and Tourism. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it gives us great pleasure to work with all of you to ensure that this summit succeeds. We urge all our partners to work with us, and we do not want this to be just a one-off event. We want this to be part of a certain reawakening, a certain renaissance, a certain consciousness that don't just come and visit Ghana in December and go back. It's not about dirty December. There's nothing dirty about December. It's not about entertainment. It is more of a deeper appreciation and understanding of who we are, of where we have come from. And that is why the Osagefo Dr. Kwame Nkrumah passed legislation that allows for you to take up citizenship. So all of these people we are accepting from the United States and elsewhere know that under Ghanaian law, you can, when you come for this Diaspora Summit, decide to take up citizenship. And the president will grant you that citizenship. Many have done that already and are enjoying the full benefits of being citizens of Ghana. Don't forget that the likes of Rita Marley, Bob Marley's wife, took up citizenship of Ghana. The likes of Stevie Wonder took full advantage of that law and is citizen of Ghana. So we don't want this to just be a superficial entertainment affair, dirty December. That's not what it is about. We want a reconnection. We want a permanent reunification to send a very clear message that they attempted to divide us, but they failed. And I know they will always fail. I thank you very much.